Hi, everyone. Welcome to my last classroom collaborative for the month of May. I wanted to make sure that we were able to get this in before flex time is due, which is why I have this different platform this time. So, why we're here to support our students, to support each other, and to integrate technology in the best ways we can. Today, for you, I have my slides linked here below. If you go to canva.link/May collab, this will take you right to the slideshow for you to have any of the links and to submit the little survey I have on the next slide. Also, as always, you know that Flex is very important to me, and I like to make sure you get that all taken care of. So you have your link here for Comply. I did want to take a minute here and look at Comply because it has changed a little bit. So if you haven't done one recently, it will be different. So here you are under My Items. You'll see Request to click on that. This is where the major difference is with Comply. I actually think it's a really good change. Instead of having your long list of all of the different things that you have submitted, you now have your submissions grouped by the type of request that they are. So remember, today is a Canvas PD, since these are posted on the district Canvas page. So if I click View Submissions, I can see all of my past ones. But right now, I'm going to go to Available Requests. Again, Canvas PD, click View. Start request. We're going to call this classroom collaborative. Okay. Start request. Everything from this point is the same. Filling your information. Conference sponsor was NLSD. Location, either virtual, Peter Shine, or asynchronous if you're just doing the video. 1 hour. How will it enhance your professional growth? Put something in there about learning about new technologies to use with students to help you, or using School AI to be more productive, whatever you are getting out of the session. You are exempt from a reflection stare out form, and the reason is because we have an in-person session. Remember, this needs to be done by May 15th. If not, you do not get credit for this hour. Okay. That's the housekeeping. All right, so a little share out here. If you're on my slide, you should be able to actually click on here. If not, that's okay too. But just want to know how things went in April. April, we really focused on the new look for School AI, as well as some of those power-ups, tried some of those out. So remember, you can do different power-ups in Spaces. You can add them in and use them yourself for creating resources when you're talking to Dot. But are we working on it? Making some progress? Maybe it didn't happen. It is what it is. But how are you genuinely feeling? If you want to submit that, that would be awesome so I can see your responses. So talking about some seasonal spaces, we always get a great collection of resources to use from School AI. We have a Mental Health Action Day, a Memorial Day space, and the one I wanted to spend the Heritage Month, and the one I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about is the end of year survival guide letter. I thought this was really cute. So what this is it's using the space when it loads to act as a student talking to your student who took the class previously and helping them go through what they struggled with and how they would then prepare a student taking your class next year. So if you've ever done an activity like this, writing a letter to your future class, that's essentially what this is. It walks through 3 different things that you would want to give a tip for the next year, but it really has them think about, why and what they struggle with very specifically. So I highly suggest that one. I think it's a really neat space that you could use at the end of the year here with your classes. All right, power-ups. So I briefly mentioned that already with April, but power-ups are a big deal. We talked about them last week, from last month. They'll keep coming up. You have all the different ones to incorporate, both in for students to use and as for yourself for productivity through Dot, for generating those flashcards or documents, anything that you need. Remember, the big thing for us is that since we are a paid subscriber to School AI, we can do multiple power-ups within one space. So today's new tool that we're going to talk about is Video Explorer, very similar to Edpuzzle, where you take a video from YouTube or like this, a video that you made, and you upload it in School AI, and it's going to add questions throughout It's fully customizable, but it'll start with a basis by providing those questions for you. You set how many, and it'll generate those questions. So it's in School AI with your tools. Let's look at that now. So here under Everyday Spaces is Video Explorer. Let's explore it together. So you notice everything has a little bit of an updated look here. You still have your same exit tickets, bell ringers, but new time. So like when you start making a space, you get the prompts to help guide you through it. It's the same thing here for the Video Explorer. So I have my link for my video right here. I'm going to paste it in. I'm going to put 4 questions in there. I can do multiple choice, true, false. I can choose both, either option. Focus of the question. My video was about nets of 3-dimensional shapes. So my focus of the questions is going to be understanding nets of 3D shapes. And I'm going to change this to 3rd grade. And let's see what happens. So when it loads, it's going to look something like this. It'll pull your video in. You'll see along the bottom here, each of the dots represents your questions. You can add questions in here at any point. So if I go across my video, you can see my time changing at the bottom, and I can add a question at any of those times. Here are the ones that were created. There's a net. A net is a 3D shape that's been folded flat, true or false, has the answers pre-filled in. I can change this at all. It shows exactly where they are. Maybe I like this shape, or I'm sorry, maybe I like this question, but I think it should be a little further along. I can change the time that it's at. I can edit anything at all in here and continue to add my own. I can actually regenerate too if I like this idea, but I just don't like any of these questions. I can do that. But when I hit continue, like any space, I can preview here and you'll see your video like you're using now. So you'll have your video over here. Notice, you may have noticed already on your end that you can't scroll through, fast forward through these. You can rewind and mute that. One major difference between using like an Edpuzzle versus something like this is you still have the chat feature. So on the side, students are still chatting back and forth, but then as they go through and you get the questions in here, you're going to get that feedback from all of the answers to their questions. Let's take the first one. I like that when it pops up, it gives an option to rewatch so they can go back and see that clip again to help them answer it. And if they get it wrong, you can have them try again to make sure they get the answers right. And either way, it gives them a little explanation as to why it was right or wrong. Just like any other space, I can launch this with my code or give a link directly to my students that I can post on Canvas. So you'll see in the next example that when you use the Video Explorer, it doesn't need to be the only thing that's happening in an activity, which sets it apart from other platforms like Edpuzzle, where you can have the dialogue back and forth, answer some questions, and then unlock the video feature, which I think can be very helpful. You can also add other power-ups in here as well. So here's a sample one. It's kind of neat. You answer a few questions, and then it gives you a video to watch. I highly suggest you try it out. So for the rest of the session, I want to make sure that you have time to play around with these. Obviously, you're experiencing the Video Explorer now, but I would again suggest the one, I'll give you a hint, it's about tacos and whether or not they're sandwiches. But I would try this one out. You can click here to Let's Dive In. That'll take you right to the space, or you could join with that code. I already went through it, so mine's probably loaded in there. But I would highly suggest this one. It's trying it out and seeing what it is, made by Felicia. But for the rest of the session time today, and make sure you get your credit for your last hour here through the Classroom Collaborative, I want you to explore on your own, go on School AI, try out that Video Explorer. You could use one of the spaces in here already, or start from scratch, grab a video, and make something that you could use in your classroom. Please share what you made. I'd love to see anything you guys create. If you do decide to use the Video Explorer, send that link over. I'd love to try it out. If you use it with kids, I'd love to hear how it goes. If you really don't think the Video Explorer is the right tool for you, just share whatever you did make with today's activities. Last thing here I have is the one pager with the links to some of these different tools to remind you how to go through making something with the Video Explorer, and link to get to actually using it. All right, that's all I have. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone joining. These collaboratives have been so much fun. I will continue them next year. Maybe a little bit different spin, maybe some different topics. Any feedback you have, I greatly appreciate. But thank you so much. All right, guys, have a great day.